So, does any one of you have questions? Yeah. Hendrik? Yeah.
So, compared to significant mission, instead of staying here, the racing and the falling of the chest is more pronounced. So, is it okay if I focus on that? Just exhale and inhale, something like that.
This point, the chest is moving, and we don't want to stay with a moving object. Yeah, it goes up and it goes down, it goes up and go down. We want to get concentrated on one point, and that is around the tip of the nose, and knowing that the breath goes in and knowing that the breath goes out. So we don't get really still or really calm when we stay with this. You understand? Yeah, Hendrik, explain it to us.
Jadi yang ditanyakan adalah daripada fokus di ujung hidung atau di area kulit hidung, ibu ini berada pada boleh fokus pada keadaan yang naik turun ketika kita bernafas. Jadi jawaban Acan adalah jika kita menitik satu titik pada sesuatu yang bergerak, itu kita tidak dapat begitu tenang. Kita inginnya dapat satu titik yang tidak bergerak, jadi kita bisa tenang.
The ultimate goal is to get one pointed. So if you stay with one point, you know that it is better than staying with several points.
Karena naik turun itu artinya itu ada beberapa poin atau titik, tapi bila hanya di sini hanya satu titik saja. Dan tujuan kita adalah untuk mendapatkan kemanduran, yaitu satu titik lagi.
When we stay with the rising and falling of the abdomen, we can get calm, but it is not the same as Upachara Samadhi.
Bila kita berfokus pada naik turunnya kembang dan perut, kita bisa tenang, tetapi bukanlah Upachara Samadhi.
Okay, other questions?
He's asking whether in meditation using the breath can you use the counting method.
You can use it in the beginning, but it is not really helpful, yeah?
Anda boleh memakai cara ini untuk di awal-awal, tetapi ini tidak begitu membantu.
I mean, as I said before, meditation is like learning to walk. Yeah, we get up, we fall over, yeah, and we get up, we fall over, yeah. The important thing is not to count, yeah. The important thing is, to stay at one point, know when the mind goes out, and then pull it back. and then pull it back. Yeah.
Jadi seperti yang saya sampaikan semalam bahwa pelatihan meditasi itu seperti belajar berjalan. Kita bangkit dan kita jatuh lagi, kita bangkit, kita jatuh lagi, dan tujuan utama itu adalah kita fokus pada satu titik.
It is the same as the previous question. Yeah, you can get calm with counting, but you will never get into Upachara Samadhi.
Ini pertanyaan dari pertanyaan sebelumnya. Menggunakan cara tersebut bisa kita mendapatkan ketenangan, tetapi tidak bukanlah Upachara Samadhi atau tidak bisa Upachara Samadhi.
Also, there's a danger, when we get calm, then we tend to stay with the feeling of calm, but not doing knowing the breath going in, going out. Then we stay with the feeling of calm, and that also doesn't lead to Upachara Samadhi.
Jadi biasanya ketika kita merasa tenang, kita cenderung tertarik kepada rasa tenang tersebut, dan kita lupa untuk tetap bermeditasi dengan nafas itu keluar.
We want to learn, the proper way, of how to meditate properly,
Kita perlu belajar cara bermeditasi yang benar, baik yang benar.
So just bring the mind back, know the breath or know the Buddha, I mean, instead of counting, do Buddha, 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 Buddha. Yeah? And then when there's no Buddha, the mind has gone out, then bring it back, Buddha, 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 Buddha. Yeah? And when the mind gets calm, the Buddha gets slower, Buddha, 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 Buddha. Or you can use it with Buddha with breathing in and Do with breathing out.
Jadi tadi yang saya sampaikan, cara yang ketika meditasi pentingnya adalah ketika pikiran kita keluar, kita tarik kembali, atau ketika berhitung, kita boleh menggunakan pikiran dalam pikiran lagi keluar, kita tarik ke dalam kita tarik kembali pikiran dan kita berhitung. When the mind comes, the Buddha becomes slow. When the mind comes, the Buddha becomes slow. Ketika pikiran kita tenang, nanti Buddha dalam tempat yang bisa menjadi lambat.
Also, there's one thing, sometimes when we observe the breath seems to be disappearing, but that is an illusion. The breath does not disappear. It is our interest in the breath that disappears.
Jadi terkadang macam mengatakan orang bermeditasi katanya nafasnya hilang. Sebenarnya bukan nafas yang hilang, tetapi ketertarikan kita terhadap nafas itulah yang hilang.
Just remember that. It's the same with the Buddha. The Buddha does not disappear. It's our interest. Remember one thing: if we are interested in something, I mean, we can very easily get concentrated. 100% interest is 100% concentration.
Jadi intinya itu adalah 100% ketertarikan, artinya adalah 100% konsentrasi.
Okay. Any other questions?
Kalau kita meditasi, bolehkah fokus ke semua keadaan? Contohnya kayak pakai udara, itu pakai rasa sakit. He is asking whether when we meditate we can aware many things, example like my legs in pain, and then my hips is or butt is in pain, focusing on a lot of things.
You can only the only exception for samatha meditation is when there is pain, and the pain must be so strong that you cannot stay with the Buddha or with the breath.
Jadi hanya ada satu pengecualian dalam meditasi samatha, itu ketika rasa sakit muncul begitu hebatnya sampai kita tidak bisa berfokus pada nafas atau tubuh.
When we stay with the pain, first we accept the pain.
Ketika kita merasa muncul rasa sakit, pertama-tama kita menerima rasa sakit tersebut.
Get into the feeling and ask yourself, what is pain? How does it feel like?
Kita masuk dalam rasa tersebut dan bertanya apakah rasa sakit ini dan apakah rasanya.
Don't have the notion of wanting to get rid of the pain.
Tidak perlu adanya pikiran untuk menekan atau tidak menginginkan rasa sakit tersebut.
Because then it does not work.
Karena bila seperti itu tidak akan bisa.
After you accept the pain, then you go to the location of the pain.
Saat kita telah menerima rasa sakit, kita pergi ke tempat rasa sakit tersebut.
So instead of concentrating around the tip of the nose, then you concentrate on the pain itself, where the pain is.
Jadi kita tidak lagi berkonsentrasi pada ujung hidung, tetapi kita berkonsentrasi pada rasa sakit tersebut.
Then you ask if the pain is constant or is it changing?
Dan Anda bertanya, apakah rasa sakit ini tetap atau dia terus berubah-ubah?
You will see that it's constantly changing. Sometimes it's weaker, sometimes it's stronger. Yeah.
Anda akan melihat bahwa dia terus berubah, kadang-kadang dia menjadi lebih lemah, kadang-kadang menjadi lebih kuat.
Then you ask, where exactly is the pain?
Dan Anda bertanya, di manakah sebenarnya rasa sakit tersebut?
Is it in the skin? Is it in the muscle? Is it in the flesh? Is it in the bones? Is it in the tendons?
Apakah di kulit, apakah di daging, apakah di tulang, apakah di otot-otot?
Don't believe in any answers that come up.
Janganlah percaya pada apapun yang muncul, jawaban apapun yang muncul dengan percaya ini.
Because when you get up, there's no more pain.
Karena ketika Anda berdiri, rasa sakit tersebut langsung tidak ada.
So it is kind of magic, this pain. That's why we want to locate it.
Jadi sangat ajaib sekali sehingga kita harus mengetahui di manakah rasa sakit ini terletak.
What is happening, if you really can concentrate and ask these questions, then the pain disappears from one spot and appears into another spot.
Ketika kita sangat konsentrasi dan bertanya tentang pertanyaan ini, rasa sakit ini dapat berpindah dari satu tempat ke tempat yang lain.
And then you go to the spot and you do the same thing.
Dan Anda berubah ke spot yang lain tersebut dan melakukan hal yang sama kembali.
You will follow the pain. It goes to several locations, and then it shows you where it's actually coming from.
Kita akan mengikuti rasa sakit tersebut ke beberapa tempat dan terakhir akan pada menuju tempat yang sesungguhnya.
You understand? Okay, so no more questions?
Waktu sesi pertama, kondisinya waktu meditasi itu sekali. Baik sekelilingnya tidak terasa, sekeliling saya nggak terasa. Jadi cuma sesaat. Kadang-kadang juga ada pikiran-pikiran yang tadi muncul, tapi sesaat itu hilang. Itu maksudnya progresnya benar. Then they asked him when in the first stage of the day, when he is very peaceful, he can feel the surrounding. The mind, the thought is coming in just a little, and then they will become. Is it correct?
I didn't understand what is happening.
In the first session,
Yeah.
he is sitting meditation, he gets very calm until he can feel the surrounding.
Feel the surrounding. He cannot feel the surroundings.
It's so calm, and then a little times the thoughts come in, and
Yeah.
then after he become calm again. He asks whether it's the correct progress.
Yes. You can say so. Yeah, I mean, he still has to, replace that thought with the attention on the breath or on the Buddha. Yeah.
Kita benar, tetapi kita masih harus menggantikan pikiran tersebut dengan Buddha atau dengan objek kita, objek meditasi kita.
When the mind is becoming very calm, I mean, the body will disappear. Most of the body will disappear. Yeah.
Ketika kita tenang, kebanyakan dari tubuh kita bisa seperti hilang.
So that is correct. But also don't go to anything that appears, I mean a sound that appears or a knowing that appears, don't go. Yeah. Just return to the Buddha or to your object, to the breath.
Tetapi jangan kita ada suara yang muncul, ada yang lain yang muncul, kita jangan mengikuti mereka, kita hanya balik kepada objek meditasi kita.
So some people have a feeling, feeling in the body or some ringing sound in the ear. Don't go there. Yeah, just stay with the breath or stay with the Buddha.
Ada orang yang memiliki muncul perasaan dalam tubuh mereka atau suara berbunyi dalam tubuh mereka, jangan mengejar ke sana, hanya kembali pada mengetahui objek meditasi.
Okay, so yeah, there's one more.
When he meditate with the inhale and exhale, there's some pressure inside the head, and then he feels hurt.
There's something wrong. Yeah, you exert too much pressure on your concentration. Yeah. That's why I said we use the effort to bring the mind back, but once it is there, we are very gentle.
Kita hanya menggunakan usaha atau tenaga ketika kita menarik kembali pikiran kita, tetapi ketika kita pada tempat dan tempat meditasi kita dengan cara yang lembut atau gentle.
That normally means that you try to control the breath, and that puts a lot of pressure.
Mungkin itu Anda menggunakan berbagai tenaga untuk mengendalikan nafas Anda.
So then something is wrong, and then relax.
Bila Anda merasa seperti itu, berarti ada sesuatu yang salah dan Anda seharusnya lebih santai.
And then start again.
Dan mulai kembali.
Bagaimana cara atau solusi agar hasil meditasi yang telah kita capai selama ini tidak akan mengalami penurunan, karena di saat hasil mengalami penurunan seolah-olah kita jatuh dari tingkat paling tinggi dan harus mulai dari awal.
Agency us how to preserve our meditations as we keep meditating until some certain level, and then she feels like she drop from the high to the very low. So how to preserve the meditation so she keep the quality, something like that. After you can understand it.
You have to practice every day.
Anda harus berlatih setiap hari.
You have to practice at least 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening, and before you go to bed, yeah? Then you can preserve at least, a medium level of your concentration.
Jadi Anda harus pagi-hari Anda berlatih, malam hari berlatih, dan sebelum Anda tidur. Jadi Anda bisa memelihara dalam tingkatnya review.
It is like doing sports, if you do it once in a while, your body aches, yeah? But if you do it every day, you get used to it.
Seperti kita berolahraga, bila kita melakukannya sebulan sekali atau beberapa lama sekali, otot kita merasa sakit. Tetapi kalau kita melakukannya dengan rutin setiap hari, kita tidak akan merasa sakit.
Okay?
Does it not become an attachment?
Yes, a very positive attachment. It is the best thing that you can do in your life, yeah? And it has no side effects like drugs. The only side effect you will experience is happiness. But if you don't like happiness, then just, stop. When my venerable teacher Lungta Mahaboa was meditating, he was going every day into Appana Samadhi. For 5 years, his teacher did not say anything. After 5 years, he said, okay, now come out and work.
Jadi Lungta Mahaboa ketika berguru, beliau selama 5 tahun setiap hari memasuki Appana Samadhi, tetapi gurunya tidak mengatakan apapun. Setelah 5 tahun, gurunya baru mengatakan dia keluar dari Appana Samadhi.
So don't be afraid of getting stuck in Samadhi. It is not a bad thing.
Jadi jangan takut kita stuck itu seperti melekat pada meditasi ya.
Okay? Yeah. The first question is always the most difficult one.
Namo Buddhaya. Tadi kan dibilang kita mau tidur meditasi. Kami kan biasanya kita melakukan rumah. Biarpun di dalam rumah ada kita ada ini bahan. Terus boleh nggak kita misalnya meditasi itu di dalam kamar sebelum tidur?
Jadi maksudnya setiap pagi atau malamnya.
Iya.
Jadi pertanyaannya walaupun ada alasan boleh tidak bermeditasi di dalam kamar.
Iya.
So she's asking for the night meditation at home. She have a Buddha shrine, but can we meditate in our room because we are household with husband and wife, like how to say?
It's a sleeping room?
Lady 14, yes, we are living in this room. Can we meditate in our bedroom?
It's not a really good idea. You have to meditate in the bedroom, but I mean, it is okay if it's the only place where it is quiet. Where it is quiet.
Tidak direkomendasikan, tetapi bila tidak ada tempat lain yang tenang, boleh saja.
But also have some sort of Buddha Rupa there. I mean a corner in the room where you sit in front of the yeah. Yeah, and that's where she should meditate.
Jadi Acan lebih merekomendasi untuk meditasi di tempat yang ada penumpang. Yang mungkin di atmosfer tadi ya, lebih cocok.
Okay. No more? No?
Habis?
Okay.
Habis ya? Ada? Mau?
Namo Buddhaya. Apakah kita bermeditasi itu terlalu konsentrasi bisa menimbulkan suatu ketakutan?
She's asking whether if our concentration is very strong, can we become scared? Fear come.
Yes, it can happen.
Mungkin saja bisa.
But before the fear comes up, a thought comes up. Catch that thought and replace it with Buddha or the attention on the breath.
Tapi sebelum ketakutan itu muncul, pasti ada suatu pikiran. Dan hilang pikiran tersebut dengan kata Buddha ataupun objek meditasi ini napas kita.
Because if you are concentrated, then you should catch these thoughts that come before the fear arises. The fear does not arise on its own.
Karena bila konsentrasi kita sangat kuat, maka kita dapat menangkap pikiran yang muncul sebelum ketakutan itu muncul. Karena ketakutan perlu suatu sebab untuk muncul.
And before you meditate, ask yourself, are you afraid to go to sleep?
Jadi sebelum Anda bermeditasi atau tidur, bermeditasi, tanyakan kepada diri Anda, apakah Anda takut tidur?
Because you don't know what is happening when you sleep.
Karena kita tidak tahu apa yang terjadi ketika kita tidur.
You might have a nightmare.
Kita mungkin saja ada mimpi buruk.
So the same thing is meditation, yeah? Don't be afraid, yeah? I mean, let things happen that happen.
Jadi sama halnya dengan meditasi, biarkanlah apapun yang terjadi.
Okay? Turn it on.
Nama budaya penting pas kita melintas jalan boleh nggak kita berdoa?
He's asking when we walking meditation, can we open our eyes? Then I said, of course.
When I explained walking meditation, I said you have to put your eyes 1 meter ahead of you.
Ketika tadi kita menjelaskan meditasi jalan, nanti menjelaskan bahwa kita melihat di ujung dan setelah itu melihat 1 kilometer di depan.
And don't look left and don't look right.
Jangan melihat ke kiri atau ke kanan.
Okay?
He was walking with his eyes.
Eyes closed.
Ada lagi.
Okay, so yeah, use the time, yeah, put the effort, yeah, and know, I mean, it is not the body that gets tired, it is the mind that gets tired. Yeah? And we train the mind and not the body.
Jadi gunakanlah waktu sebaik-baiknya dan bukan tubuh yang capek tetapi pikiran yang capek.
Yeah, use the time wisely. Yeah, and I said, about the body?
Yes. It's not the body, but it's the mind.
Yes, okay.